Hello, and welcome to this month's installment of the Spillover Growth Series. This month, our theme is Planning for August, Know Before You Grow, how to use insights data to guide August campaigns. Today, we'll be discussing using key insights to better understand your audience, plan smarter campaigns, and make the most of your marketing efforts. On today's agenda is that August marketing theme and all that it entails. We'll also be covering our August national food holidays and as always wrapping up with our tip of the month. So we all know now that social media is an extremely effective tool when it comes to getting the word out about your restaurant and driving your website traffic. However, that's only when you're using it effectively and marketing well. Don't post blindly because social media is not just about posting. Use Spillover's performance data to post smarter. An important component of an effective campaign is also email marketing. We want to help you drive website traffic and sales with emails that actually yield results. Spillover's performance data helps you better understand your customers, your weak spots, and where you shine. I'm going to be doing a deep dive into our performance reports a little bit later, but I wanted to get started with a few snapshots of different components of those performance reports and discussing analyzing them and using that analysis to grow your reach. Now let's start with website visits. Social media likes and reactions are very important, but we're really focused on driving website traffic first and foremost because website traffic is a great indicator of foot traffic. So this website visits component of your report is really, really important. Here I filtered for the month of May. I can see the total views for May on the website, the average visit time, etc. But I can also see the last 12 months of data. So I'm actually able to take a look at my month-to-month trends. So here, for example, I'm able to see that so far in 2026, I've had great growth, month-over-month growth for the most part, and that's what we want to see. That being said, I also, if I take a step back, I can see my November data. I had this huge peak in November, and I did have a dip in January. Now, it could be seasonal. November is often a bit of a high time for restaurants, while January is a low time. That being said, when I see such discrepancies, I definitely want to investigate further and take a look and use my analysis to have better campaigns in the future. So I want to take a look at November. Where was I directing people on the website? Did I have more posts promoting links to the website? Did I have more posts driving traffic to online ordering, for example? In January, did I post less? Did I have, let's say 18 posts in the month of November and just 12 in January? If so, I've got real data here showing me that I'm driving less traffic to the website when I do that. And we have more data I'll show you in the future where we can actually track how many people are clicking on direct links to the website as well. But this gives you kind of an overall snapshot view, not just at social media, but also your reach when it comes to your Google business profile and your email marketing all put together. And we do have more Google metrics, which again, I'll get into shortly. Now, post smarter with insight. So in those reports, we're actually able to see our top 3 posts across Facebook and Instagram. And if I take a look at this, there are lots of trends I can look at and analyze, and again, use that data for more effective campaigning in the future. So let's first take a look at the days things were published. Was I publishing my top 3 posts on Tuesdays and Thursdays or on a Wednesday, for example? Are weekdays more successful than weekends? You want to take a look at that. And if you hop into Synopsys, you can also even see the time you posted as well if you want to compare times. And here I can also look at the post type, and I want to compare my post types. So again, my top 3 viewed posts, the first 2 I see right here, both of them I've made seasonal. So I'm mentioning summer dinner and summer nights in my top 2 posts. This goes to show that my customer base likes it when I'm keeping things topical. I also seem to have 2 different dish highlights here. So in the first post, it gets cut off, but I can see I'm mentioning my Guinness beef stew. And in the second one, I'm mentioning my Irish fish and chips. And I know for these posts that I also included pictures of the specific dishes. So I now know that seasonal trends and dish highlights perform really well on social media. And I want to recreate that success in the future. I also see that my next most popular post is my 2000s karaoke post. This is an event that we run regularly at Murdoch's, for example. And you might have events like that too. You might have weekly specials that you're running regularly, and you might just post them, once a month or once every other month because you figure people know about them. You've been running them for years. Well, take a look at your data for a month you posted about it. I'm willing to bet that it's possible that it's one of your top posts. And that's a good reason to promote them regularly. Not only do your guests possibly not know about it, but also they perform really well and you want to increase that reach. And if you include a link to your website in this post, all the better. People are actually clicking on that link and going to your website at higher rates. Now, that being said, you can Google best times to post. You can Google best days to post, best topics, but every customer base is a little bit different. And that's what makes this reporting stand out. It's unique and specific to you. Take a look at this report and you can gain real insights into your customer data and your customer base. And we also have the same for Instagram. Often there's overlap, but sometimes Instagram's a little bit different. It can be a younger demographic. So it's definitely worth taking a look and comparing and seeing what your goals for the month are. Now let's head to email marketing. So again, like I said earlier, email marketing is a really important component when it comes to your promotion and driving website traffic. So let's start by taking a look at my subscriber growth. Here, I'm able to see my subscriber growth for the month that I chose, and I can see my total subscribers, percentage increase or decrease in new subscribers in the period. And again, I'm going to talk a little more about this later, but I do want to note subscriber source in the period. So here I'm able to see that my subscriber growth this month came from my website form for my mailing list and my spillover reviews, so people leaving internal reviews on my website. We are getting subscribers whenever anyone is providing their email on your website. So if someone's filling out a catering inquiry form or private events dining form, or if you have spill order and someone's placing an online order and providing their email address, we are taking that subscriber data and we are marketing to them. So that's what this breakdown is for. And it's a great way, again, to get to know your customer base. How are you getting their email? And don't forget, you can target them specifically. We automatically have segments in email marketing. So you can target people that have specifically signed up for catering in the past with more catering info. Now let's take a look at this email campaign data. I can see the average open rate, how many automated emails went out, my percentage increase or decrease in automated emails. And I can also take a look at the email subject lines, their click rates, their open rates, etc. So my average open rate is great. It's well above the industry standard of about 18 to 25%. Let's take a look at the days I sent them out. So again, were these Tuesdays? Were they both Tuesdays? Or was one a Tuesday and one a Thursday? Because I can see that my family specials email performed a little bit better. So let's see what I did differently in terms of open rate. Now, I have a 38% open rate versus a 33% open rate for my main newsletter. Again, both of these numbers are great, but one is higher. So let's take a look at the difference. Is it the day? Is it the subject matter? I mentioned specials here, and I don't mention specials in the subject for the main newsletter. That being said, if I take a look at the click rates, there is a bit of an interesting data point here. My click rates were higher for the main newsletter and a bit lower for the specials. So I think I've gained two insights here. If I mention specials in my email subject, people are a lot more likely to open it. That being said, I clearly said something specific in my email that encouraged people to go to the website in the main newsletter. Perhaps I just included more buttons. In fact, I know that in this case, I did include more buttons. So that's data I have in the future. If I want a really successful email in August, I should include information about the specials or a hint at specials in my subject line. And I should include several buttons leading people to different website pages in my email copy. Now, Google Metrics. We now have Google Metrics in our performance reports. We've talked about how important Google is, how important local SEO is in the past. So I won't drone on about it, but these Google Metrics are really going to help you stand out and keep your standing and improve your local search because you're able to actually monitor how you're doing and look at trends. So first, I'm able to see that things are looking great for this previous month. I've got an increase in everything across the board, from interactions with my Google business profile to menu views to even phone calls and directions and website clicks. So this is fantastic news. Now I want to see, what did I do differently and how can I recreate this? So first off, I see that I had twice the amount of Google posts that I normally did. We've talked about how important Google action posts are in the past. They're a great way to use extra SEO keywords to get more people going to your Google business, to get more people going to your website via your Google business page, which again, we can see that actually happened here. We had a huge increase in website clicks. So it's important to do some Google action posts. I now know that when I increase this, I see a huge increase in my interactions with my Google business profile, which helps my local SEO. Don't forget that it's really easy to do Google action posts inside of our software. We make it easy in Analysis. You just make a few edits when you're making a Facebook, Instagram, and X post. Again, really simple. We've got tons of resources on how to do that in our knowledge base, and we have our weekly training classes, which I'll remind you of before we wrap up. So again, you want to see what you did differently and also get to know your customer base a little bit. So by far, most people are going to the Google business profile for my business, and they're clicking on my menu link. So first, of course, I want to make sure that menu link is accurate. That's part of optimizing the Google business profile. And then I'm keeping my menu page accurate as well. But this is showing me that perhaps in my Google action post, I should drive people to the menu in addition to things like online ordering that I might already be doing. Now, before we get back into our performance reports, I want to take a quick break to talk about our August national food holidays. Just a reminder, you don't need to offer any discounts or promotions to take advantage of our national food holidays. It's just a great excuse to highlight different dishes that are already on your menu. And we do have lots of materials inside of our software, from post templates to email campaigns, that make marketing national food holidays even easier. So now we have our National Panini Month in August, National Catfish Month, National Sandwich Month. August 4th is National White Wine Day. August 5th is National Oyster Day. August 6th is National Root Beer Float Day. August 10th is National S'mores Day. August 11th is National Panini Day. August 13th is National Filet Mignon Day. August 16th is National Rum Day. August 18th is National Fajita Day. August 19th is National Hot and Spicy Food Day. August 21st is National Sweet Tea Day. August 22nd is National Bao Day. August 24th is National Waffle Day. August 25th is National Whiskey Sour Day. August 28th is National Red Wine Day. And August 31st is National Eat Outside Day. So a lot going on in August. Now, just to talk about some August promotions and give you some tips really quickly. If you do have spill order, our hot tip of the month is to enable your loyalty program if you have not done that already. Guests can earn rewards on their orders, and it's a great way to improve your customer retention and make sure people are ordering direct from you. And for our promo ideas, this leads right into that. It's a great time to promote online ordering as families get busy with back to school. If you have back to school specials or family specials, make sure to promote those as well. And we encourage you to consider offering teacher discounts and hosting things like family nights this time of year. Here are some examples of those promotional highlights. We have a back to school specials post right here. This is actually one of our post templates, which I will show you before we wrap up, and one of our email campaign templates, encouraging people to have one last family meal with your restaurant before back to school starts. And now for our tip of the month: gain insights from our newly updated performance reports. Access your report in the Spillover Command Center. So we're going to dive into our software right now. To get started, I'm going to head to spillover.com, and then I'm going to log into the Spillover Command Center. And I'm logging in with my client account for Murdoch's Irish Pub. So to head to the performance reports, I'm going to go to this left-hand nav, and right here I have performance reports. I'm going to click on that. And once I'm here, all data from the past month is going to pop up. So right now I've got July 1st through the 27th, where I am right now in the month. I also have the ability to filter by month, so I can choose a time frame. Just for example, here I'll choose May, and you see I can look at May metrics once they populate. But for the purposes of today, I am going to start off with July so far. Okay, so first things first, you see that we've got the website metrics that we discussed on the slides. I can look at my month-to-month trends for the last 12 months, which is really useful. I can look at those highs and lows as well as month-over-month growth. I also have my subscriber count. This is really great with email marketing. I can not only see how many subscribers I have, but how many I got within this time frame that I've selected. So in this case, July 1st to the 27th, and I can even see the percentage of growth over the previous month. So this is one thing to take note of in our reports. You see these percentages right here. We'll have negative percentages, positive percentages. Those are going to be month over month. So this is comparing July 1st to the 27th to June, the whole month of June. So if I scroll down here, you see we've got some other data, surveys right here. If I had any survey responses, I could see how many responses I had. And then email campaigns, we discussed this, of course, on the slides. I can see the average open rate between automated and custom. Again, you see this percentage. I can see how many emails were sent out this month versus previous month. And then I'm able to actually look at these emails. And then right here, if I did have text marketing enabled, I could see my custom text scheduled to go out. And then if I keep scrolling, you see we've got, of course, our social media metrics, which again, we went over, taking a look at these, making some comparisons, looking at views and reactions, looking at dates. You can also head into Sanalysis and actually look at the exact time something was posted, which I do recommend. I talked about how it's important to notice timing trends. You definitely want to take note of the best time for posts for your demographic. And you can look at the same thing for Instagram. And unfortunately, we don't have any metrics for Google Business Profiles for Murdoch's just because it is a demo site and not a real restaurant. But thankfully, we had some great content on the slides for that. This is where you would access it in your performance report. And now continuing to scroll down, we've got our review section. So the review section is really great, especially when it comes to planning your campaigns. And you might wonder what I mean by that. But if I did have a Google business, you'd be able to see Google reviews here, total count and average review rating, just like you can with spillover reviews, and you would be able to with Yelp if we did have a Yelp account. So if you see that you have 9 Google reviews when you usually have 20, that's something to keep note of. If your average rating has decreased over the previous month, or you notice it's something lower than, let's say, 4.2, again, that's something to take note of. You can actually use your next social campaign to tackle that. So you can promote a positive review on social media, for example, and then promote a review call. So asking people to leave you a review. It's really important with SEO to make sure that you're getting not only a good bulk of reviews, but also that your review rating is staying up. And the more reviews you have, the less a negative review will actually impact you. So this is really great with local search. It's something that Google is looking for, both the count of reviews, your review response rate, of course, and the average review rating. So if this ever gets low or you don't have a lot of reviews that month, make sure that you have at least one post encouraging people to leave a review the next month. You can do the same with email campaigns. And actually, a lot of our email templates do have a call to action at the bottom, promoting reviews and encouraging people to leave a review. So now with online ordering and e-commerce store data, I actually am going to go back up here and now filter to May. And we'll give that a second to populate. And I'm going to head back down here to online ordering. And you see, I can see a total breakdown of orders here. So how many orders I had. Again, this is that percentage increase or decrease over the previous month. A great way to track your month-to-month growth. So here I can see I actually have a decrease. So I would actually want to look at what I did differently. So in May, I want to look at what I did in April. Why did I have such a big decrease in May? Perhaps I had less online ordering posts. And maybe I had the same rate of online ordering posts, but I still want to get the word out there about my online ordering. So when I tackle my next campaign, I really want to make sure to highlight my online ordering. Now you can see here that I actually have a breakdown of the type of online order. Again, if you do have more than just pickup enabled, you can actually see weak spots here. So I'm actually wondering if people know that I offer delivery and know that I offer curbside. So I want to highlight that in my next campaign, both in emails and social media. Maybe I want to have an entire email just dedicated to online ordering. I can also see my e-commerce store purchases here. And again, this only is going to populate if you do have spill order or our e-commerce store. Now I'm able to see my catering and private events forms. Here we just have catering, but if I had any private event form inquiries this month, I could see those as well. So I can see how many leads I got. And if I notice that this is a decrease from the previous month, again, I do want to make sure that I'm in my next social media campaign, my next email campaign, promoting catering or promoting private events. I see no one filled out the private events form this month. I want to make sure people are aware that we have that you don't have to call in to inquire, for example, that we have a great form on our website. And now lastly, we've got our tracking links. So reach is really important, and we've been talking a lot about reach, but tracking links are also really essential. Our number one goal here is to drive website traffic because that leads to an increase in foot traffic, and that goes a step beyond reach. So we want to make sure that our posts are actually driving people to the website. Here I can actually see how many clicks on links I shared on social media posts directed people back to our website. Here it's 27. Of course, for your business, it would hopefully be higher. We have less people interacting with Murdoch's just because it is a fake restaurant. But I'm able to say, okay, if I had an increase in website traffic in May, it could be attributed to this if I have a really high total link clicks. I also want to scroll down here and actually see which links were clicked. So what are people interacting with? I've got 2 out of my 3 top clicked links are online ordering. So I know, okay, definitely want to keep promoting online ordering. People are actually going to the ordering page when I promote online ordering. Similarly, I actually had a lot of success with this gift card post for the e-commerce store. So that's also something to keep in mind. I had 7 clicks there. So again, you want to keep track of these metrics because it is just about more than reach. Sometimes a lower reach post might actually generate more clicks to the website, and that still matters. Now, I do want to show you a few more resources we have for August marketing. So I'm going to head to email and text marketing, go to email campaigns. I'm going to go to create new email and head to our email template library. So right here, you see we've got tons of great content. We have a summer special section, national food holidays, sports events, food trucks if you have one. But we also have this August marketing folder. In this folder, we've got tons of great content. You can get ahead on Labor Day promotions, back to school promotions, and then of course, all the national food holidays coming up and a couple of just different summer special emails. Don't forget, these are completely customizable. If you do need a refresh, I encourage you to sign up for our Monday afternoon email marketing training. We cap that at 5 people, so you can ask as many questions as you need. Now, heading to our media library. So in the media library under spillover stock, we've got, again, tons of great content for you. We have this back to school folder right here. These are great for website pop-ups and email content, and you can even use them for social media posts. So, again, if you had back to school specials, you could use this as a pop-up and direct people to maybe your specials page or to online ordering if you have those enabled. We also have content, of course, for August National Food Holidays. Again, great for emails and social posts. So we do have our social post templates, which I will be showing you. And we have other great content. I did mention that online ordering, this is a great time to promote online ordering as families get really busy. We have tons of online ordering content in here. Again, you can use them as website pop-ups, social media posts, or in email campaigns. If you do have Spill Order and you had the loyalty program enabled, which again, I highly recommend, we have tons of content encouraging people to place direct orders and get rewarded. So again, kind of introducing that program. Great for website pop-ups if you've just enabled this, for example. Okay, so now let's quickly hop over into Sanalysis under social media and reputation to just go over those post templates I just mentioned. So I could use our post templates in a campaign or an ad hoc post. I'm basically going to be creating a campaign for August, but I do just want to do it through ad hoc posts quickly. So I'm going to click Browse Templates. And I can actually search by category. So I can search August National Food Holidays and scroll through here and grab a couple that I think would work really well for Murdoch's. So I can, again, we have these for every national food holiday. So I can just grab a couple posts that pertain to Murdoch's that I want to highlight. We've got outdoor dining. So let's do National Eat Outside Day. Then I have a back to school section. So let's go here. Let's say I'm promoting a back to school special. I can scroll through these. We've got one for teachers too. Let's say that I want to make my teachers with a special teacher discount this month. And then we also have, I mentioned online ordering. We have an online ordering section. Let's say I just turned on Spill Order and I want to make sure people are aware of my loyalty program. Now I just hit next and I can save these or schedule them out and I can make edits to them. So I can add in direct links to my website. I can edit the photos. I can edit the caption if I'd like. So again, I really just built an entire campaign just using our post templates. So I recommend that you take a look at these and don't miss out on how easy we're making it to market this August. Okay, so very quick dive into our software, and I know I kind of overloaded with a lot of information. So if you need a refresh or starting from scratch, don't forget we do offer these live training courses, which I mentioned. We have them every single week. We cap them at 5 people so that you can come in ready to ask specific questions if you need, or again, if you need just a full training or a full refresh, that's okay too. So take a look at these. You can sign up for them on our website. Thank you so much for joining us today. Wishing everyone luck when it comes to marketing this August, and I hope that you have a great wrap up to summer.